Hi, I am Kedger on Two Wheels and I am finally back! So this weird hiatus was because I have been working. As you've probably seen on the last video, I was taking a plane. That was 3 weeks ago. 4 now. And I was again in Qatar for 3 weeks for project delivery, which is always a very stressful and very intense time. So I had to do 3 weeks of 10 to 12 hour work days. Had to go work straight through one weekend, which was not very nice, but I did manage to do what I had to do, although I did fail delivery, which was one of those very classic and infuriating things of life where you do nothing wrong and you still lose. But oh well, customer is satisfied, even though it didn't actually accept delivery for now, but it worked out all right in the end. We're just finishing up now, but I have remote access, so yeah, we're doing that. Whatever, you don't want to hear about work. This is just to explain why I've disappeared. I did not have time, and when I did have time, I did not have energy, because I really needed to rest. And so no videos for this time. Now I'm back home, so I'm going to continue with the videos. And first things first, what are going to be the next ones? Next ones, I'm going to continue the long versions of the Portuguese end-to-ends. I've done the prologue, I've done day 1, so now it's going to be day 2. There's going to be an issue with day 3 in that day 3 was a bit hectic. A bit weird in that I did not film anything in the start of the day, in the morning, because I wanted to leave it all for the hills of Algarve in the end. But we got very much delayed at lunch. We broke the caravan into, part of it got lost, so we lost a bunch of time. At some point we were the last ones, so lost and so delayed that we didn't even have the stoppage points. The organization had already moved on. We just passed through the point where there were supposed to be oases and stops, etc. There was literally no one there, so we were like 4 hours late. So we had to cut a bit of the course to arrive semi on time, otherwise we would have arrived at like midnight and no one would be there, which would be so we had to cut the course, so the part I wanted to film we didn't actually do, so I have nearly no footage of the last day, unfortunately. I wanted to save it for a specific part, which we didn't actually do. We had to skip over that. These things happen in the Portugal end-to-end. It's relatively normal. Sometimes you have to skip a part of the course to arrive on time. That's why they have checkpoints, so you can remember what parts of the course you actually managed to do. It's one of the disadvantages of having a big caravan. It's a lot of fun with 6 guys. The radio is always fun. But the disadvantage is that everything takes a lot longer because you have to coordinate 6 guys. Just getting started, sometimes it's an adventure. And some people were more tired than others because of either not being used to long distances or having a bike that wasn't that comfortable for the kind of course. The Pan-European was a prime example, very heavy bike. When you would get onto dirt paths, that thing was horrible. Obviously, it's not really made for dirt paths. The heat ruins most of the experience because it was just ridiculously hot, and that took a lot of stamina out, so that made the stops more frequent and longer for water and rest. Okay, it was a mess, but enough of that. So it's going to be those 3 videos. I have a few topics in mind, but they're kind of controversial, so I don't know if I'm actually going to do them or not. Since I was 3 weeks with the only company being CNN and the rest of the news channels, I got to see a bit more of American inner politics. So I have maybe a few videos on that, probably not. No, I'll do them and then I'll see if it's anything worth it. I've skipped most of the review season, but fortunately it's not actually raining, or unfortunately, because we are having a pretty freaking serious drought in Portugal and we really need a lot of rain, but as you can see there is no rain in the sky. Maybe a video on that. So normal service should resume fairly soon. I still have some things to do, but then I can have some schedule. Oh, and this past month and a half has been 2 weeks in Qatar, 3 weeks here for vacation and being with the family. And so that's why there were nearly no videos, and then 3 weeks in Qatar, and then 3 weeks back home with the family to, well, I wasn't with them for 3 weeks, which was the longest I've been away ever. So I had to make up for that, being with the family a lot of times, so no videos on that part. And then another 3 weeks in Qatar, which was this trip. So that's why no videos for such a long time. It's time to get back in the groove. And to tell you honestly, I also need a little break from the grind on YouTube. This doesn't seem like it, but this is a lot of work. And I actually needed a little pause, so that was good. So I can now restructure. I have a few other things I want to do. I want to change the intro, not the music, but just the video of the intro, because it's 2 years old, so I could redo it. I'll probably keep the same format, but restructure it so I can change the little videos that appear. Thing is, I have to redo the whole thing, but yeah, but I can redo it, save the project, and then just change the videos every now and then to keep it up to date with funny stuff that appears. So yeah, big plans. Let's see how it goes for the rest of the year. We are now at 60,000 subscribers, or 60 something. Let's see if I ever make it to 100,000. That would be cool. Okay, that's it for now. Catch you out.